We begin tonight with the Supreme Court rulings on LGBTQ rights and President Biden's student loan forgiveness program. In a 6-3 decision, the justices threw out the administration's plan to cancel $430 billion in student loan debt for up to 43 million Americans. The 6 conservative justices said the plan exceeded the president's authority to grant such relief without authorization from Congress. The nation's highest court also voted 6-3 in favor of a Christian graphic artist who objects to designing websites to promote same-sex marriages, saying her right to free speech outweighs anti-discrimination laws. President Biden said the court misinterpreted the Constitution and announced new efforts to help students deal with their debt. CBS's Major Garrett has all the details and is here to start us off. Good evening, Major.
Good evening, John. Great to be with you. As the court term came to an end, its conservative majority again asserted its dominance, both on the tension between the First Amendment and state anti-discrimination laws and on the repayment of student loans. And in that case, the High Court dealt the Biden White House a significant setback. Writing for the majority, Chief Justice John Roberts said the Biden administration overstepped its legal authority to justify its sweeping student loan cancellation plan. A 2003 law allows the administration to, quote, waive or modify statutes pertaining to student loans during national emergencies. Roberts wrote, it does not permit basic and fundamental changes in the scheme designed by Congress. The administration sought to use the COVID emergency to cancel some $400 billion in student loans, one of the most expensive executive actions in U.S. history. At the White House, President Biden said he would seek other ways to fulfill a campaign promise to lower student debt burdens.
I didn't give Boris false hope, but the Republicans snatched away the hope that they were given, and it's real hope.
Around 40 million Americans would have qualified for some debt forgiveness, including Howard University graduate Evan Quaintance, who owes about $45,000. Your reaction to the court's ruling today?
Disappointed, but not surprised. I didn't come up in a neighborhood or in a family that had the pre-existing conditions to give me the toolkit to get into school. The only way me and my siblings knew how to get there was to pay for it, and the easiest way for us to do that was for student loans.
The plan would have forgiven up to $20,000 in loan debt to some borrowers. 6 Republican-led states sued to block the program, including Iowa, where Brenna Byrd is Attorney General.
I don't think it's right that people who chose not to go to college have to pay other people's loans.
The Supreme Court's conservative majority also prevailed on a case pitting free speech against gay rights. Lori Smith, a web designer from Colorado, wanted to create specialized web pages for weddings, but not for same-sex couples, arguing doing so would violate her First Amendment rights.
I'm a Christian. I believe that marriage is between a man and a woman, and I want to create messages that are consistent with that faith.
In a 6-3 opinion, the court sided with Smith, ruling that her free speech rights superseded state anti-discrimination laws. Writing for the majority, Justice Neil Gorsuch said, Colorado seeks to force an individual to speak in ways that align with its views, but defy her conscience about a matter of major significance.
Nobody should be forced to create a message that goes against the core of who they are and what they believe.
Justice Sonia Sotomayor wrote in a dissent, today the court, for the first time in its history, grants a business open to the public a constitutional right to refuse to serve members of a protected class.
It sets precedent moving forward that it is okay to discriminate against LGBTQ people in America.
Back to the student loan decision, it's worth noting the Trump and Biden administrations temporarily lifted repayment requirements during the pandemic for all student debt holders and waived all penalties. Quite separate from what the court decided today, John, those repayments are due to start again in October.
Thank you, Major.